Hello, guys. Welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect. It has been an exciting Saturday. So many fixtures that we were all watching today. This is the reaction of all the games which were played, but mostly we're going to be focusing on the game that just finished. Manchester United went to Crystal Palace to try and continue their winning run. Yet Dean Anderson had another story for them, or in fact, he had something to prove to his former employers, as well as Onana showed that there is a goalkeeper after all in that one. But I want to ask a question before I go far. Who fell asleep watching this game? Because I think I did twice. But anyway, it was a crazy game. When we want to be honest, we're going to talk about every single thing that happened. United hit the woodwork twice, I think, but GARNACHO and FERNANDES, it happened in the same sequence as well. That double saves that Onana had to pull from Eze and is it in Ketia and the other guy, and it was supposed to have been a goal. And I think Eze will look at this game back and he will see that maybe is the reason why his team does not live with 3 points, because this was an open game. That's one thing that we have to get out of the way. This was an open game. Every team could actually win this game if they were really serious. They showed that they could do. Creation was there, especially in the first half for Manchester United. And I felt like the substitutions from the manager is exactly what destroyed this game. I think we all can see why Zeski is really important to this United team, because in terms of moving with the ball, in terms of chance creation, in terms of setting up some important chances, this guy is showing up that he is going to be very, very pivotal to this United if they are going to at least try to achieve something this season. There is a lot of things we are learning from this team. Of course, it's still surprising that they have already gone this far in terms of what they are able to do, but of course, there's still so much to change. And I think if you've been looking at this game with no emotions in the fixture, you can actually come out and say that this was a boring game. But if you really think about it, when you give a closer look into the game, you can see that it's actually Crystal Palace's resilience to stop United from finishing the chances that they were creating in the game that actually stopped this game. And Crystal Palace, of course, they were not allowed by United to at least go and do something, especially in the first half. I felt like Christian Eriksen and Kobe Mino were really, really, really resilient to help out the defense. And you can see how important Matthijs de Ligt is to this team. You can see how much he's working so hard to help out alongside Lisandro Martinez, the butcher. I have no idea. By the way, before we even go too far, what was Lisandro Martinez doing in that time when United were attacking from that corner, the one that gave him a yellow card? What was he doing? I've never seen somebody who defends throwing his double foot on the ball or something like that, because if somebody kicked the ball in your feet, if you fall down, that's a serious injury on you. Or maybe if those legs had landed into a player of Crystal Palace, that's a serious offense. You get a red card. I did not get that point. I did not get exactly what they were trying to achieve, what he was trying to achieve when you're watching the game. But I think in terms of his defensive duty, of course, there were chances that the Crystal Palace got their way, but they were limited. There were not so many. Of course, Crystal Palace did get so many of those chances at the end of the game, but all in all, United stayed in the game and they fought to the very end. I was really impressed by Mazraoui as well as Diogo Dalot. Diogo Dalot is playing the left back position. That's not even his position when you look at it, when you really look at it. But he has been shining. He has really been important to this United team. He has really been helping this team to at least try to prove that they have something to offer. But I think there is something that Erik ten Hag can work on. I actually think that for me, basically, when I'm being truthful, I actually feel like Erik ten Hag will not last as a manager of United, but I actually feel like there is a future for Ruud van Nistelrooy, because you can see that since this guy came into this team, you can see that there is direction in terms of how United are playing. There is actually a playing style, and I love the fact that they're using Zexi to make sure he becomes the guy who helps those two who are in attack to work. There has also been a question that so many United fans has been asking, which is United to drop Marcus Rashford and put on Garnacho and Amadou. Is it Amadou? What's his name? Oh, what's his name? The name is actually out of my head. I don't even know what happened. This kid, this United player, I want to check it out right now. Yeah, it's Ahmad. Yeah, so I think I was correct. Not Ahmad, Ahmad. Anyway, so everyone have been wishing and they've been asking that at least they want to see a fixture where Ahmad as well as Kobe Mino actually perform in a game together, where he gives them the opportunity to prove that they are able to perform. And I think today we did see that they could work together, but they need to improve in their finishing. Or maybe is it me? Maybe Garnacho is not really good finishing wise when he's playing from the left side, or maybe today's game it was a bit different. He did not get so many chances to bury, or maybe Dean Anderson was just that good. He stopped this United team to actually try to get away with this game, to at least get something at the end of the day. Because the funny part, when you look at it, Dean Anderson got a man of the match performance, and it's because of how much he was very pivotal in stopping United from scoring the chances. Bruno Fernandes had chances, Ahmad had some chances as well. Garnacho had Sanchez. Zexi, I think he had one or two chances. One thing about Zexi, the other thing we are learning to see, is a creator. He's really good at holding the ball and sitting up for these wingers to at least have a feast if they're able to finish up their chances. And that takes away that dependent on Bruno Fernandes being the only chance creator, the guy who creates everything for United. It moves that away from him, and it helps him to at least try to do something. But at the end of the day, you are, as a United fan, can look at this fixture and see, where your team is lacking and how they can improve and what they need to do to be better. But as for me, watching just from being me, I saw that there is a team that they can build something special, and they can actually build something that so many people might actually want to see going in the future. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think of this performance? Did United deserve to leave the game without anything? Because when we come on the other side, now when we look at the Crystal Palace side, Eze had so many chances that he missed. Some he passed it on Nana, some he kicked outside. It was difficult for Crystal Palace, especially from the first half. It was difficult for them to create something. The moment they started doing something like that, the moment that they started to at least try to create something that people can actually be happy watching, then he was missing the post or kicking outside. And I saw that maybe there was that a bit of a dependent on him being the superstar of the team to finish up. So many times when you could see that Crystal Palace can score, they were deciding to pass to him so that he finishes. And he was getting into good spaces in which, if he could have hit the ball better or maybe done something better with the chances that he was getting, this could have been a different game for Crystal Palace. But he did not finish his chances. But there's also something that we need to talk about. This is, I think, is it the 10th? Oh, there are now some games in like so many games that United have played in this ground, and they've all left without even a victory. Something has to change. Marcus Rashford did come into this game, but I think it was too late. He could not create anything, and I think the decision of the manager to take out Zeski and keep Rashford was the worst, because you're taking out a creator, one of the guys who has been helping Bruno to actually create, because Bruno was really struggling to create chances. Zexi was the one who was trying to do something. So taking him out, it was literally saying that you're no longer interested in joining the midfield and the strike force to create something. And I think that was the mistake that the manager made. And you might ask yourself that it's almost 9 minutes I've been talking about this game and I have not mentioned the star boy of Manchester United. What happened to Kobe Mino? Because today, watching this game, I did not see him in this game. And I think I've heard the Rents talking about the body language. Maybe the player is not happy playing for the manager is playing for Eric Ten Hag, or maybe he's not playing in the position he wants to play. But today he was not in the game. He was not in the game. And we talked about this. He's still a young kid, still yet to develop. Still being developed. Give him the opportunity to sometimes sit down on the bench, watch the game from outside, and try to learn a bit of what maybe he might be missing to try and maybe offer in when he gets the opportunity in the game. Because today I did not see Kobe Mino. I did not see Kobe Mino, and we know how important he can be. We know how much he can create, but I did not see him, and that's something that Manchester United, Eric Ten Hag has to work on if he wants something special to come from this guy. I think both teams will leave this pitch and they'll look at themselves in the face and say, okay, we did not do enough. We were not good enough. We had an opportunity to win this game. We had an opportunity to run with this game, but we did not do enough. And that's what costed us to get something out of this game. And it will be really fair. It will be really fair because from me watching outside, I could see that there was something missing. And I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section, because in terms of stats, when we are looking at the stats which came out from this game, I think the way it was all clear, it was really giving up or giving every single thing that we saw. 66% domination, ball domination from United, 6 shots on target, 15 shots in total. You see, 6 were only on target. There was so many headers that the elite tried to do something, but they just could not go into the back of the net. Passes, they dominated as well. Tackles were in the Crystal Palace, clearance from Crystal Palace, corners, United, offsides. United did not have any, yellow 2-3, and I think fouled were 7 to Crystal Palace. So it was just that game that maybe they had to keep trying so much to try and get into this game, because everything that they were throwing into the game, everything that they were hoping these teams could do, just could not produce that moment, that moment that they could hold on to. They tried, they gave it their all, but they just could not get the job done. And I think that's one thing that they're going to look at the end of the day and say that, okay, this is literally an opportunity missed, because we're dominating the game. We had everything in this game, but we just did not finish our chances. And I think that's what they need to work on. They need to have the killers at the front. They need to have players who knows how to get the job done, to get the game done, and actually win the opportunity. When you're looking at all the stats, looking at who dominated the game, like I was saying, Dean Henderson, he was the guy who's running away with this. He dominated that position. He kept so many opportunities out. And like I was saying, they were not really bad. And all the players that I've highlighted were all showing that they offered something. I said Zeski was good. I told you Bruno Fernandes was working so well with this guy in terms of creating something. We saw Christian Eriksen playing so well in terms of dominating and stuff. We did see Mazraoui, De Ligt, Lisandro Martinez, and Dalot being very good in terms of stopping this Crystal Palace from trying to get something to actually score. Hence why their ratings are a bit high there on the screen, as you can see. Andre Onana, those double saves being pivotal in stopping some more important shots. It was very important, and that's kept the game. But the question was, what happened to the likes of Garnacho? Where was Ahmad? Because Ahmad Diallo, we did not see him in this game. He did not really dominate what he's capable of doing. He went out, of course, out of the game, but I think the mistake that the manager did was to take out this guy, because he was showing up almost everywhere where you did not expect him to be, and he was doing the business. He was doing what was needed to keep this game going. For me, it was the disappointment. As you can see, the rating, that's really fair. That's really fair. He was nowhere in this game. He was literally nowhere. Nketiah showed something, but I think the defense, Gay, Chris Richards, as well as Maxwell Cole, they were important in stopping everything that was happening from this team. And I think this could have been a different game, but if Eze could have taken his chances, that would have been a different game. But all in all, I think if there was anyone who was watching, you could say, I think we really enjoyed this one. I was really also impressed by Islam and Saha. He came in as a sub, and you could see the impact of the guy. He was everywhere. He was trying to cause chaos. He was trying to create something out of nothing, and I think that's really important to help this team at least achieve something at the end of the day. We are seeing, as you can see, the attack from Crystal Palace, it was morely on this side, but they could not create anything with meaningful touches that could help the team to at least win. The Ahmad side, I felt like it was not really used enough for United side. I felt like they tried by all means to use on the other side where Garnacho was, but Garnacho could not finish the chances he was getting. And I think that's one thing that needs to change to help this team to at least move a bit higher than where they are right now, because they can be a good team. They are showing signs that they are a good team, this United team, but they are just not finishing their chances. So I want to know your thoughts in the comment section, because when you look at every single thing that happened in this game, when you look at all the opportunities, the angles, the way you're moving this game as a United fan, and everything that you're doing, the final thirds, not finishing your chances, even though you're getting it there. Long balls were all morely on the Crystal Palace side. Crosses, of course, from Crystal Palace, because they were defending more rather than creating, because United were actually moving with the ball, which is really important. Moving with the ball, it shows the team exactly what you're doing. And like I was telling you, Dean Anderson had 7 saves, which were pivotal to keep this team in the game, because this could have been a different game at the end of the day. But all in all, we can all look at this game and say, what would have happened if we had done this, if this had happened? We know why United did not win this game. We know why it wasn't like this. It's because the chances were not finished. It's also because the managers took out the wrong players when the game was going. He should have taken out some of the players who were not really contributing enough in the game. But yet he took out some players that maybe when you look at it at the end of the day, or maybe tomorrow, you see what would have happened. So what does this mean? What does this draw actually mean at the end of the day? How does it impact both United and Crystal Palace in terms of how the league position is looking like at the moment? I'm going to put out the table. I'm going to look at it right now. So Crystal Palace are number 16 right now. They have not won a game. They've drawn 3 games. They've lost 2 games. And this was one of the games that they stayed. United are number 11. Of course, this is still early because a lot of things can still happen. But United are number 11. They've lost 2 games. They've drawn 1 game and they've won 2 games. So there is an opportunity for these 2 teams. If United had won, they would have moved, because they are 7 points. There were 6 points, so they would have gone to 9, somewhere between Crystal Palace and Brighton, but they just did not finish their chances. They just did not do enough, and yet that's what led them to find themselves in a draw. How do they improve from this? I actually believe that if United work on the mistakes that we did see in the game, where they were not finishing chances, where they were not actually linking up well, because I feel like the front boys still have to understand the kind of a player Zexi is. It reminds me of that Firmino type of a player, the chief creator, who's playing in the center, playing that false 9, dropping in, helping out, creating opportunity, helping the team to start the attacks from the midfield. That's Zexi's game. Use it to perfection, and I'm telling you, this guy will be one of the best in the Premier League. But the problem is this: can United do that? Is Eric Ten Hag able to see what is the word that I need to use? Is Eric Ten Hag able to see the nature of this kind of a player and what he can offer to this team of United? That is still a question that needs so many answers. But we are going to be here to hear your thoughts in the comment section, what you think of the game. But don't forget to click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Connect. And all over the week, like I said, people, all the games are done now. And I think the happy of the week, of course, are Liverpool, because they got the job done, and the other teams that were there. So this is how it's looking like. Chelsea won their game. It moved them very, very close. Aston Villa won their game, but 3-1. Newcastle lost for the first time, in which I felt like they should have lost already, but 3-1. Everton drew against Leicester. At least it's a draw. They've been losing like crazy. Teams coming from behind to beat them. Bournemouth, Liverpool dominated the game, but Bournemouth caused chaos. Go watch the videos already here on the Connect. Southampton, Ipswich Town finished their draw. Then Tottenham Hotspurs came back from behind to win by 3-1 against Brentford, where they needed to sort themselves out. And United versus Crystal Palace finished 0-0 in a game which I felt like it should have gone a bit better than that. So we are going to be building up to the Super Sunday tomorrow, people. It is Super Sunday time now. We'll be watching what United, we'll be watching what Man City has for us. We'll be watching what Arsenal has for us. Who are you expecting to see win, and what is your result? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Connect. I think I tried to give my full assessment of the game because I looked at it from the lens of somebody who's trying to understand what the manager of United is trying to achieve, and I think I put it out there. So thank you very much for watching. I'm out. I'll see you on another one. We're out. Peace. Subscribe to the Connect.
Beats the goalkeeper. You're just lost for words. He is just brilliant. Georgie Best, Diego Maradona.